Hi, today's video will be about when you stand tall in front of God after you die. Now, eventually, each and every one of us will have to stand in front of the Creator after we die. I know that thought you don't really want to talk about it. It's something that you want to try to just put it off for many years, or you just don't want to ever talk about it. But one day, whether you like it or not, you will stand in front of the Creator. Now, what are your immediate thoughts going to race through your mind after you die and you're standing tall and the books are open and you got God? You're standing in front of the Creator, God. And what do you think He might say to you? He might ask you, son, what did you do in your first marriage? And I just come out and tell God, God, I wasn't really a good father. I wasn't really a good provider. I was always on drugs. The most important thing for me back in my first marriage, I would have to say, it was looking for drugs, chasing other women, being happy and drunk, being high on cocaine. I wasn't really a good father. I wasn't a good husband in my first marriage. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I'm gonna be honest to God, because I know when I stand tall, and every one of us will stand tall in front of God, the Creator, one day in our life. When our life is finally over, we take our last breath, immediately you stand right in front of the Creator. And I'm pretty sure He's going to ask you certain things. The thing He might ask for me, I'm pretty sure, is how did I do in my first marriage? And I'm going to just come out openly and just tell Him, I didn't do good, sir. God, I didn't do good. I was young. I'm not trying to make no excuses, but I was young and immature. I wasn't ready for marriage. I wasn't ready to be a father. I wasn't ready to be a husband. So I turned to alcohol, and the next thing you know, I'm back to my old ways, chasing women like I did before I got married. I was not a straight, honest guy. I have to say that. Sometimes I know that it's not nice to say these things, God, but I was a very bad person before. Yeah. I hate to talk about it, but it's true. I was not a good person in society. I don't know how I lasted all I did, but I know that I turned to God. I turned to Jesus later on in my life. I know I did that. I turned to Jesus later in my life, and He took all the bad things out of my life, all the drugs, all that. But even though you take all the drugs and things out, you got memories, bad memories that you don't like to think about. How you say, skeletons in your closet. My first marriage was a terrible holocaust. I have to admit that. My first wife started cheating on me with one of her friends at work. So that caused me to say, go ahead, do what you want to do. The marriage is over. Maybe you need to file for divorce now. You already done started the cheating, so you might as well file the divorce. You might as well end the marriage, because it's a total holocaust. I don't even like your face when you come home. Man. When you come home from work, maybe you shouldn't even come home. Don't come home no more, because you're already cheating at work. Okay? You don't even need to come home. So what we fighting and feuding every day, 7 days a week. That's all. I said, that's what the marriage is, fighting, feuding, and you out there cheating with different guys on the job. Luckily I didn't do nothing drastic. Sometimes I admit, sometimes I'm so mad at her on the first marriage that I would take a knife to her and put it to her neck. But I never did cut her. But the thought did come across my mind a lot. I'm just glad that I did not do that. I did not murder. No, no. The thought of murder, yes. But to do the murder, no. That was going through my mind a lot in the first marriage because everything was just total chaos. I didn't even only time that I really felt good about the whole marriage is when she's not there. When she was at work, working all those hours, that's the time I felt good. I was at peace. You know why? Because there's no arguing. But when she come home from work, that's the first thing she do. Her mouth open, and that's it. The fire is lit. The cannonballs go off. That's what a marriage is about. Is that really what a marriage is about? Fighting and bickering and cursing and insinuating. That's why I hated that marriage. You know, I preferred she never come home so we don't argue. The only peace of mind that I received in that first marriage is when she was always at work. But the minute she come home, no more peace. World War III has already started. We had World War III almost every night. Yeah, so the best thing that happened in that marriage is when she walked out and left. She eventually, because she was already seeing somebody else from the job. So I guess that guy just told her, you might as well just come move in with me. You already don't have no marriage no more. So that's what she did. She finally moved. She didn't even take her things. She just moved. She just took herself and then come back home no more. What she did is, she tried to be sneaky. I'm gonna go to the Philippines and I'm gonna go see my family. I said, go for it. Go for it. So she took our little daughter and I took her to the airport, and then I guess she went from there. After that, when she got to the Philippines, she gave me a phone call. And after that, I didn't hear from her no more. Then she snuck back into Rockford. And then once she snuck back into Rockford, I received. Actually, what happened after she left Rockford? I forgot. After she left Rockford, a few days later, I got a knock on my door, and I was served with divorce papers. That's what happened. I was served with divorce papers. Cause see, like I told you, the marriage was already gone. That's why she went to the Philippines. So when she came back from the Philippines, she went to live with that guy. The guy that she was sleeping with, the guy that she was cheating with all the time she was on the job. All the time she was on the job, she was cheating. Okay? The marriage was already gone. Once she started seeing that guy, we had no more marriage. We had only a paper or a certificate, a marriage license that said we're married, but there was no marriage. Can you imagine going through a marriage like that for 12 years? Fighting and feuding. Okay? The problem with that, we didn't put God in our marriage. God would have made our marriage strong. But to get back to what I was saying, standing tall in front of the Creator, everybody that dies will stand tall in front of the Creator. Now I'm sure God have a lot of questions, but I'm pretty sure the one He's gonna ask me is, what did I do in my first marriage? And I'm gonna explain to Him in detail what happened. You know. But He already know. God know everything that you say, everything that you think. God been watching you when you was in your mother's womb, okay? He know everything. He can count every hair on your head. He know. There's nothing that you can't hide from the Creator. So it's better just to be honest. When you stand tall in front of the Creator. Tell the truth. Tell it slow. Don't be scared, because God is not going to hurt you. God is not that kind of person. Just be open and be honest. Say it slowly, but say it. Say everything that happened. And just try to it's not hard to remember. It's not hard to remember when you've had a bad marriage. You never ever forget a bad marriage. You want to forget, but you know you need to forgive that other person that give you the bad marriage. I forgive her. I don't love her no more, but I forgive her. And I'm gonna be honest when I tell to the Creator one day, when I stand tall in front of Him, I'm gonna just tell it to Him slowly about what happened, and tell Him everything. I'm gonna tell everything that took place in that first horrible marriage. When I stand tall and erect in front of the man upstairs, I'm gonna be honest and very polite to him, and just try to, in my own way, explain to him what really took place. It took place, but it's over. I mean, nothing lasts forever, right? We all live on this planet for a designated time, and then we die. After we die, we stand in front of the Creator, the Maker. We stand in front of the Creator, and then I guess it depends on how you explain it to God, what you did, or did you turn your life over to Jesus Christ? Because I know if you never turned your life over to Jesus Christ, I know when you stand tall in front of the Creator and you never turned your life over to His Son, you're in big trouble. Big trouble. Very big trouble. I'm glad that I turned my life over to Jesus Christ a long time ago. A long time ago, I turned my life over to Jesus Christ, and that's the best thing that I've ever done in my entire life, is when I turned my life over to Jesus Christ, God's Son. So when I stand in front of God the Father, I'm going to explain to Him when He asks me, what did you do in your life? What did you do in your first marriage? I'm going to explain it to Him in detail. And I like to say I'm looking forward to that day so I can set the record straight. I just want to come clean to God, and I'm glad that I accepted His Son as my Savior. That's the best thing I've ever done, and I'm looking forward to talking to God one-to-one, and I will tell it to Him honestly, safely, and softly. And with that note being said, I will end this video. Thank you for listening to my video. Peace be with you.